Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And this is just a teaser for a live stream we're holding tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time. And I'm meeting a most remarkable man, Thomson, who was a game warden in places like Rhodesia. And he has got an absolutely incredible history. And we had a long chat on Skype just a short while ago, and I've just taken a little piece of that so you can get an idea of the sort of things we're going to be talking about. I will leave it at that, but tomorrow night, that's Thursday night at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time, we're going to be talking about wildlife preservation in the 21st century. Remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.
Different murderer, you do this, that, and the other. You know, it doesn't worry me what they say, but it does spoils their opportunity to learn how Africa works. And I learned how Africa works through doing this.
Yeah.
When I went to Bingo, Lake Kariba filled to capacity for the first time in 1963. And when I went to Bingo, which was on the upper reaches of Lake Kariba in the middle Zambezi Valley, at a place called Bingo, there were 57,000 Batonka people had vacated the lake basin because it had filled up with water. Half of them went to Zambia. Half of them stayed in southern Rhodesia.
Yeah.
And half of those, that's a quarter, about 14,000 of them settled in the Binga district, where I had 2 game reserves to run and a number of forest reserves.
Yeah.
And where I started catching black rhinos. For 7 years, I led the Rhodesian black rhino capture team, and I captured and moved 140 black rhinos on my 2 flat feet. And I also had to protect the Batonka's crops from crop raiding by elephants and buffaloes and man-eating lions and that sort of thing. So I was there for 5 years. I then went to the Gonorrhea, where I was in the southeast, which is a beautiful but very small national park of 2,000 square miles. I was there for 5.5 years, then up to Salisbury for 7 years, and then back to Wankie as the provincial warden.
Can I just go back to Kariba? Because I heard the story that you can confirm, and I believe it's true, is that when they started building Kariba, the Batonka people who were going to be displaced by the water, their witch doctors came out and said, our spirits are going to make sure that that dam wall is never built. And I think for 3 years in a row they had these incredible floods that came down in the rainy season and washed away everything that had been done. Is that correct?
Well, it is correct to a very large degree that they did get the witch doctors out. My parents had a farm at a place called Karoi, which is halfway between Salisbury or Harare as it is today and Kariba, halfway between. And my father was a tobacco farmer, cattle farmer, and maize farmer in that area. And he used to go down regularly. He was a Scotsman, incidentally, who came out from Scotland in 1947 after the Second World War and brought us along. I was 7 when I came out from the UK.
Right.
And he went down regularly to film the construction of the dam wall. And certainly they had big floods, but nothing was washed away. I think the coffer dams behind were washed away once, but there were incredible floods. And when the floods were finished, they just carried on building what they, where they had been interrupted by the flooding. They obviously couldn't do any building while the flooding was going on, but there were immense floods. But it's not unusual. There weren't unusual floods. I've seen bigger floods in the Zambezi than the floods of 57 and co in that part of the world. But there were floods. But what happened when they had finished the dam wall, and they allowed the lake to fill up, they then stopped all the floodgates and everything. to allow the dam to fill up. What happened then was that a crack appeared in the wall on the southern shore, and they had to drop the level of the lake by at about 10 or 15 feet in order to be able to build a buttress behind the wall on the southern Rhodesian side. And if you look at pictures of the dam wall now, you will see this buttress. It's a square buttress that fits right up against the wall, and it stopped the leak, it stopped the cracking, and then from then on the lake was filled up again, and everything went on fine. I was down in the holes below the Kariba Dam where they put the turbines in, and I was there as they were putting the turbines in. So I saw a lot of the construction of the wall.
Wow.
And then when the lake filled up in 1963, all sorts of changes occurred. All the elephants, all the buffaloes, all the rhinos, everything had to be moved out or off the islands. We had Rupert Fothergill, whom you may have heard of. He got an MBA for his work on Operation Noah, where he was catching game on the islands. As the lake was filling, the higher ground became islands,
Right.
and all the animals went onto the islands, and of course they would be flooded when the lake came up to full capacity. So he went in and caught all these animals, including black rhinos. He was the first one to do it. He and I then worked together catching black rhinos at Sazemba in the Binga district, which we took to Wankie. In the first 64 and 65, we took, I think, about 65 black rhinos to Wankie. Then Rupert was very badly gored, and then I was the only person there who had any, I was 26 years old then. I was the only person in the whole country who had any experience with dart guns and with immobilizing drugs.
Wow.
So I then took over the leadership of the black rhino capture team, and eventually over the next 7 years, we caught and moved 140 black rhinos.
Wow. Well, look,
That's give you some idea.
I want to just record that little piece that we've had about Kariba Dam, which I'll put up as a teaser for tonight's live stream, and it'll just cover from the flooding and your rhino, what you do with the black rhinos. Now, okay, so this is now.